Are you tired of being misunderstood, overlooked, or unheard? In this powerful and reflective video, a wise man shares life-changing lessons on assertive communication, the art of speaking your truth with clarity, confidence, and compassion. Discover how to stop people-pleasing, express your needs calmly, and create stronger, healthier connections. Through gentle storytelling and soulful wisdom, you'll learn how to set boundaries, say no without guilt, and speak up without aggression. If you're ready to transform the way you show up in conversations, start here. Like this video if it resonated. Subscribe for weekly wisdom and timeless life lessons. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of insight. There was a time in my life when I thought being kind meant being silent, when I confused being agreeable with being invisible. I nodded when I wanted to speak. I said yes when I meant no. And over time, something inside me dimmed. A quiet voice, fading under the weight of people's expectations. But life has a way of waking you up. And one day I met someone who listened deeply and spoke with such calm confidence. I felt like the room shifted around them. Not louder, not forceful, but clear. They didn't overpower. They simply owned their voice. That was the first time I truly understood what assertive communication looked like. And in that moment, I made a decision to stop shrinking and start speaking. Not from anger, not from fear, but from truth. You see, most of us were never taught how to communicate clearly. We either suppress our needs or explode when they're not met. But assertiveness is neither aggression nor passivity. It is the calm middle path. It is speaking with clarity, respect, and boundaries. Let me tell you the 3 things I've learned about it. So many of us try to speak up without first getting quiet enough to hear ourselves. You must first ask, what do I really feel? What do I truly need? Not what will please others, not what will avoid conflict, but what is honest. Once you know that, your words carry a different weight. They are no longer just sounds. They are rooted in truth. I used to believe honesty had to hurt, that being clear would always create tension. But I learned that you can be firm and kind at the same time. You can say, I'm not available tonight without guilt, or that doesn't work for me, without over-explaining. Clarity is not cruelty. It is a kindness because it removes confusion to you and to the other. There was a season in my life when I let everyone's urgency become my emergency. If someone asked, I responded. If someone demanded, I delivered. And slowly, I was drained. I had to learn that no is a complete sentence, that silence is not a failure, that walking away is not weakness. Boundaries don't push people away. They allow you to stay whole so you can love and lead from fullness, not exhaustion. It takes courage to speak up when you're used to staying small. But every time you speak truthfully, you reclaim a piece of your power. You become someone others trust because they know where you stand. You become someone you trust because you no longer betray yourself to keep the peace. And peace, real peace, is not the absence of noise. It's the presence of inner alignment. So if you're struggling to speak, start small. Say what you feel. Practice saying no when you mean no. Pause before reacting. Breathe before answering. And above all, speak as someone who deserves to be heard. Because you do. You are not here to whisper through life. You are here to show up with grace, with truth, and with quiet strength. Now let me tell you a story. A man once came to me and said, I keep giving and giving, but people still walk over me. I don't want to be rude, but I'm tired. I looked at him and asked, would you let someone enter your home, rearrange your furniture, and eat from your plate without asking? He laughed. Of course not. And I said, but that's exactly what happens when you let people cross your inner boundaries. You are the keeper of your emotional home. You see, assertiveness isn't about walls. It's about healthy doors, ones you open consciously and close when needed. It's about teaching people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. One of the deepest lessons I learned was this. Not everyone will applaud your boundaries. Not everyone will like it when you stop overgiving. And that's okay, because approval is temporary, but self-respect lasts. I used to spend so much energy trying to explain myself, trying to be nice so no one would feel uncomfortable. But I forgot that my peace is not worth trading for someone else's comfort. Assertiveness means being okay with not being liked. If it means being honest, it means standing tall in your truth, even if others choose to sit in misunderstanding. Don't wait for the big confrontation. Start practicing assertiveness in the quiet everyday moments. Say, I need a moment to think about that. Or, I'd rather not discuss that right now. Every time you do, you strengthen your inner voice. You stop defaulting to habits of avoidance and start leading with intention. There is great dignity in speaking with kindness and power. There is a rhythm to it, a grace. You don't have to raise your voice to be heard. You don't have to be loud to be firm. What matters is that your words come from alignment, from presence, from self-respect. And that is the difference between noise and communication, between reaction and response, between surviving a conversation and transforming it. So I ask you now, what would shift in your life if you spoke clearly, kindly, and confidently? What would improve if you stopped over-explaining and simply expressed? If you stopped trying to control how others felt and started honoring what you feel? Remember, your voice is a sacred instrument. Use it to build bridges, not burn them. Use it to free yourself, not shrink yourself. And when in doubt, speak like someone who belongs, because you do. Let me tell you something that changed how I approached every conversation. There are 3 voices we can speak from. The aggressive voice says, only I matter. The passive voice says, everyone else matters but me. But the assertive voice, the wise voice says, you matter and so do I. Assertiveness is not about being dominant. It's about being balanced. It's the steady bridge between silence and shouting. And often, the most powerful voice is the one that speaks with clarity, not control. Some say silence is golden. And yes, silence can be a wise response, but not when it hides your truth. I've met people who mistake endurance for strength. They stay quiet, thinking they're being peaceful, but inside, they're unraveling, resentful, unheard, and tired. Silence is only powerful when it's chosen from confidence, not fear. So speak, not to fight, not to please, but to be real. And here's the beauty. When your words come from a still place, even silence becomes more meaningful. We think being agreeable will make people love us more, but the truth is, clarity creates connection. When you communicate your needs, your limits, your values, you give others a chance to meet the real you. Assertive communication invites respect. It builds trust, because people don't have to guess where you stand. They know what to expect. They feel safe around your honesty. And when you respect yourself, you naturally inspire others to do the same. Here's a secret. Every boundary you set is an act of love, not just for you, but for those around you. When you say, I can't take that on right now, you're honoring your capacity. When you say, please speak to me with kindness, you're protecting the space where love can grow. Remember, assertiveness is not cold. It's not selfish. It's how we hold ourselves and others with respect. It's the silent wisdom that says, I love you, and I love me too. So as we bring this time to a close, I want you to ask yourself, what conversations have you been avoiding? What truths are waiting on your tongue? What part of your life is calling you to speak? Not louder, but truer. Assertiveness is a practice, and like any art, it deepens with use. So today, begin. Say what you mean what you say, and never forget you are allowed to take up space in this world. With your voice, with your truth, with your presence. Let your words be calm, but bold. Let them carry peace, but power. Let them reflect not who you were taught to be, but who you truly are.